Recently, the official biography of Steve Jobs was released. Unlike many other books that discuss bits and pieces from various points of view, this goes over all, from how Jobs was adopted all the way through the release of the iPad 2 and iCloud. The book begins with the early days of Jobs and Woz cracking AT&T's network with devices known as blue boxes, helping lay the groundwork for the pair to begin Apple computers. It's also very blunt and honest about Jobs, including how he was almost entirely out of his daughter's life for years, his surprising sensitivity that went along with his harsh, brash nature, as well as his insistence that doing drugs in his youth was one of the best experiences of his life. One of the things that struck me was the incredible cast of characters. Some of the well-known tech giants of today, including Bill Gates, were integral parts of the story of how Apple came to be, as well as the genesis of Microsoft. Of course, Jobs held nothing back in his opinion of Gates. The book also goes into detail with Steve Jobs' involvement in Pixar and his ouster and eventual return to Apple to save the dying company. He also talks about the origins of some of the most popular Apple devices of today, such as the iPod, iPhone, and iPad. For example, when designing the iPhone, there were two main models they were considering. P1, which would be a phone based around the click wheel, and P2, which would use a large multi-touch display. While of course the final version had a multi-touch screen, it would have been a sight to see how the iPhone would have been with a click wheel instead. The Steve Jobs biography is a hefty 656 pages, however I must say I thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it as I devoured the book during the past few days. If you are interested in the history of Apple, or even just want to look back at the incredible time that it was started in, I highly recommend you give it a shot.